Hello, happy Friday, January 30th, 2026. Tuning in for another listening session for the Sensitive Collective here. There is some type of well, one moment please while I gather what's here. It's interesting that I've addressed this group consciousness, I'm calling it a group, as the sensitive collective. That's the first time I've done that and almost addressed the specific energies directly. And with that, there's just a frequency, a resonance, a strength. It feels like a strength of energy. And I've known for a while that I am being asked to create a group, whether that's an actual physical group, whether that's a group of energies, whether or not, I don't know what it looks like, other than I feel like I am meant to be in some sort of group. And I have been in many groups in my life, many group energies. And the power of a group is unmistakable. This is linking to something that came up in yesterday's session with breaking away from hive consciousness and familial consciousness. And with that, there's this new group forming. Almost like when we are ready to move out of that, we are moving into another. And holy hell, the journey to that, right? At least me, speaking from a personal perspective, has been quite the curriculum. But there's something else, there's something new. And I hesitate to say this because there's probably quite a range of associations with Mary, Mother Mary specifically. And I'm not one to, place a lot of weight on any specific deities or energies or religious folk or any of that, but I can say that on a personal level, about 3 years ago, I actually remember this was a time that I was leaving a bunch of personal dynamics, and I heard Mary come in. It was almost like, finish what you came here to do. And I was like, what? First of all, what? Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. But I just listen, right? I'm a listener, and that stayed with me. And whenever I am on the brink of some sort of breakthrough or moving through something, it's like she comes back in and is like, go, you're closer. And it's like, closer to what? But I don't know. And as I'm speaking right now, I almost feel lit up inside because it has to do with voice. It has to do with group energy. It has to do with bringing something through to a group energy field that feels almost like, yes, divine feminine, yes, cosmic mother, yes, all of those things, but all of those words kind of fall flat because one, they just, I don't know, just don't feel 100% accurate, but it's a flavor of those. Something else about this group consciousness, this sensitive collective, I meant to call it. There's a permission. For the feminine. We give the feminine permission to speak. And if I could tell you all of the iterations I felt in the ways that my femininity has felt blocked in its ability to speak, it'd be too many to count, too many to bring up. But it looks like as a collective, we are having that shared permission of we give the feminine permission to speak. All the ways that I don't need to say that. I want to, but I don't need to. So I'll leave that alone. There's something else about where we are on the planet physically, and it looks like we're putting down almost like grid lines between us. No, that's not it. But something's happening where we are physically. Almost like where we are physically is allowing the feminine to speak. It's like wherever you are listening to this, it's like whether or not you consciously feel the same way that I do about, I've lived a lifetime inside homes, inside relationships where the feminine has not been allowed to speak. And perhaps I felt, outwardly oppressed, but on some level, I've also chosen to be in those homes and those dynamics because I wasn't ready to let her speak. And it looks like where we are now, where I am now, I am physically allowed to let her speak in my home, in the earth, in the relationship I'm in the space I'm in. It's like, oh my gosh, it's taken me 41 years to get here, and it's linking to your physical place and your physical, actually like 3D dynamics, allowing the feminine to speak. And it very much looks like a reality, right? Like we're on the earth plane together, and yet we can be in places and spaces where the feminine is repressed or suppressed or silenced or shut down or what have you. And it's like, that's a completely different reality. It's a completely different resonance, a completely different frequency, and looks like we're all vibrating in the same reality, this group, this sensitive collective here on the phone, or whatever, however you're listening to this. I'm speaking into a voice memo, but you may be listening to this on your computer or energetically, or I don't know, but what this is feels very true. And so I'm going to keep speaking to this sensitive collective and this circle of feminine voices. And there's something else for us. And when I heard Mary, it was like a clue that linked to another clue earlier on in my path of meeting with some healer of one sort or another, and she told me about a bluebird in my throat. Bluebirds representing communication, obviously the throat as well, and it's linking to all our individual voices. A permission for the feminine voice. To be new. It's almost like I've been very much feeling this too, because I am a female coming from a lineage of female voices that I, given my proclivity to express, has expressed all of those voices for all of the women in my line. And there's definite a range of them, right? Of goodness, the whole spectrum. And I feel like as I've moved beyond the familial consciousness, it's like this new feminine voice wanting to be heard and spoken. It's like nothing I've ever expressed before, which is cool because just feels like an increasing the range of what I've known femininity to be, or even learned femininity to be through my family and culture and society. And it looks like a new feminine landing within this collective through us, through our voices, through expression. a permission. Our femininity gives itself permission to change. That feels really good too, because holding on to any sense of femininity, whether that's, again, inherited or learned or projected onto, it's like confining. And whatever there is happening in the system and morphing into, the femininity is morphing into, feels truer, freer, more expansive, less confined. Oh, again, feels so good. A permission. We give our femininity permission to change the planet. And as I speak that, I think about all of the expressions of femininity that I've given to date, and how that's all passed through the womb, heart, throat space, and how that transforms energy. And it looks like just as that clears and moves into a new voice, a new channel, how that will affect the earth itself. It's like the voices of the past no longer have to shape the planet's future, because the voices of the past have been expressed fully. It feels like a relief. I almost want to curl up and fall asleep because it's been so fucking exhausting. And rewarding. I'm hearing rewarding, because the new femininity will be worth it. End of session.